Okay, let's go.
Hey everyone, welcome. So today we're diving into a topic that, let's be honest, affects every single one of us, money management. This isn't about some get-rich-quick scheme. Nope, it's about building real, solid skills that can take you from feeling stressed about money to feeling confident. So let's get right into it. You know that feeling, right? You're daydreaming about that incredible vacation, but then that little voice pops into your head. Can we actually afford this? Or, hey, maybe it's that giant question mark of retirement that just looms over everything. We've all been there, caught in that tug of war between living our life now and planning for the future. But what if I told you that getting this balance right has nothing to do with luck? Here's the secret. Financial success is a skill. And just like any other skill, it's something you can absolutely learn. It's just about understanding how the game is played and then making the rules work for you. So where do we even begin? Let's find out. First things first, the most important battlefield isn't the stock market, it's not your bank, it's the one right inside your own head. Seriously, because before you can even think about mastering spreadsheets and budgets, you have to get a handle on the psychology that's secretly driving all your decisions. Okay, check this out. We all like to think our logical, rational brain is the one in charge of our money. But the reality, a lot of the time, our emotional brain just yanks the steering wheel away. It's the part of you that's impulsive, that's driven by fear, and it's obsessed with what feels good right now. And that, my friends, is where the trouble usually starts. And this leads us to a massive emotional trap called loss aversion. It's wild, but studies show that the pain of losing, say, $100 feels twice as bad as the pleasure of gaining $100. That intense fear can make us totally panic, like selling all our investments the second the market dips. We're acting on pure emotion, not logic. So how in the world do you fight back against your own brain? It's actually pretty simple. Use what's called the three-step pause. Before any big money move, you just stop. So imagine this. You get a surprise bonus at work. The first impulse? Go buy that thing you've been eyeing, right? Instead, just put that money in a savings account. Wait a week. That little bit of delay gives the emotional buzz time to wear off, and it lets your rational brain step back up to the mic. Then, you can act based on a plan, not a whim. All right, so now that we have a little trick for making smarter decisions, let's apply it to one of the biggest financial tug-of-wars we all face. How do we actually save for the future without feeling like we're totally missing out on life today? I'm sure you've all heard the golden rule, right? Save 10% of your income, period. But come on, does life ever really fit into a neat little 10% box? Of course not. That rule can feel like a straitjacket sometimes. But the good news is there's a much smarter, way more flexible way to think about this whole thing. It's called the life cycle theory, and this timeline here lays it out perfectly. So when you're just starting out, say in your 20s and 30s, your income is probably lower. It actually makes more sense to spend on things that boost your future earnings, like skills and experiences. So you save a little less. But then, as you hit your peak earning years in your 40s and 50s, that's when you slam the accelerator on savings. The big idea here is that your financial plan shouldn't be rigid. It should evolve right along with your life. Okay, let's talk about a word that makes a lot of people's palms sweat: investing. But don't worry, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you that it's not nearly as scary as it sounds. Really, it's just a powerful tool for making your money work for you. When you get right down to it, you can think of investing in two main buckets. On one side, you have your safety anchor. These are your liquid assets, like a savings account. They're super low risk, easy to get to, and perfect for that sleep-at-night emergency fund. Then, on the other side, you've got your growth rocket, things like stocks and bonds. Now, these have the potential to grow your money way, way faster. But yeah, they do come with more risk.
So how do you handle that risk? The magic word is diversification. You've heard the saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? Well, that's literally it. As you can see in this chart, a healthy portfolio is a mix. You've got your safety net of liquid assets, some steady growth bonds, and then a slice for those higher growth stocks. That way, if one part of your portfolio has a rough year, it doesn't sink the whole ship.
Okay, let's bring it back down from the big picture strategy to the tools we're using every single day. We're talking about cash and credit, and more importantly, how to use them without getting burned. So what's the deal with this single dollar? Well, believe it or not, this is about how much the average American spends every single day, just on hidden credit card fees and interest. Think about that. That's over $365 a year that just vanishes for the convenience of using plastic. Credit cards are absolute masters of illusion. They make us feel like we have all the spending power that we don't actually have. So how do you break the spell? It's actually pretty straightforward. Here are a few simple rules to live by. Try to pay your full balance every month if you can. Set a real spending limit for yourself. Keep things simple. 1 or 2 cards is plenty. And if you do have debt, make a real, concrete plan to start chipping away at it. Okay, we've talked psychology, life stages, investing, and daily tools. We are now at the final piece of the puzzle, how to bring this all together into a simple, actionable plan. And we're going to do it with just 3 super simple documents. That's it. Document number 1 is your cash flow statement. Now, think of this as a diagnosis, not a plan. This isn't about judging yourself. It's just a snapshot, an honest look in the mirror. You just tally up all the money coming in and all the money going out in a month. The result is the simple, honest truth about where your money is really going. Okay, now that you have your diagnosis, you can create your roadmap for the future. That's the budget. This is where you get in the driver's seat. You look at your goals, you look at your cash flow, and you decide ahead of time where you want your money to go. It's about being intentional instead of just wondering where it all went at the end of the month. And last but not least, your financial report card, the balance sheet. This is the big picture, the bottom line. You simply add up everything you own, your assets, and subtract everything you owe, your liabilities. That number that's left over, that's your net worth. It is the ultimate measure of your financial health and progress. And, all of this, it really boils down to this one simple truth. At the end of the day, financial success isn't really about how much money you make. It's about how wisely you manage the money you have. It's about making thoughtful choices and taking small, consistent actions over a long period of time. So I'm not going to ask you to go overhaul your entire financial life overnight. That's not realistic. But I will leave you with this one question. What is one small, totally manageable change you can make this week? Maybe you'll just track your spending for one day. Or maybe you'll try that 3-step pause before you buy something online. Whatever it is, that one small step, that's how you start.